I am confused about how to approach America's freedoms. I keep hearing that I should salute the American flag because, among other things, Americans went to war to defend my freedoms. So where is my freedom to not salute it? In fact, would someone who fought to defend my freedoms feel more honored that I was using them? The president says football players should be fired for exercising their freedom to not stand and salute when the national anthem is played. He demeans those who choose to sit or kneel in protest. He even mocks team owners who join them in solidarity, accusing them of being afraid of their players. But the same president stands up for the rights of white supremacists to march in Charlottesville in defense of a military leader who, had he won the Civil War, would have continued slavery. Claiming that some very fine people were among those objecting to the removal of a Robert E. Lee statue, Trump asked sympathetically, "I wonder, is it George Washington next week?" The president said nothing about the other protesters' defense of civil rights. He claimed that both sides were to blame. But the civil rights defenders did not kill anyone. A white nationalist killed someone by deliberately driving his car into a crowd. President Donald Trump's take on freedom and respect isn't sitting well with all veterans. Heidi Bagg of Des Moines, Iowa, recently posted on Facebook about her husband, Ray, a disabled Vietnam vet who struggles with post-traumatic stress disorder. Ray believes service to his country was not intended to defend our flag, but rather to defend the values, freedoms and ideals of our country, she wrote. He believes his comrade Sheen Arms died defending those rights. As such, Ray supports the right to free speech. He believes the need to draw attention to the inequities suffered by a citizen group is appropriate and significant, eloquently put. This president, who depicts himself as a patriot, compounds the confusion by tacitly accepting alleged Russian intervention in U.S. elections. Even though the FBI, CIA, National Security Agency and former Director of National Intelligence all believe Russia interfered to help Trump win, the president doesn't seem bothered. "I call it the Russian hoax. One of the great hoaxes," he says in denial of the mounting evidence. Trump prefers to discredit the sources when he doesn't like the information. He urges Americans to view the mainstream press as the enemy. He bypasses reporters to deliver his own version of truth in 140-byte tweets. When you begin to undermine the media and say, "I am the only source you need to know," you take the first steps toward a dictatorship, said a visiting journalism professor in West Des Moines, Iowa, last month. Chris Allen of the University of Nebraska was invited by the League of Women Voters of Metropolitan Des Moines. He was referring to China, Russia and other countries whose media is government-controlled. But you couldn't avoid the parallel. Leaders can say all they want about respecting the flag. But until they start practicing democracy by upholding meritocracies, public openness and the right to speech and protests, they have no legitimate claim to patriotism. Rekha, who is a columnist for the Des Moines Register,